A'ja Wilson is upset that Caitlin might look for a chance to relocate to Europe. A'ja had already insisted on being Nike's star, and now that she knows how much Caitlin could make overseas, there is some tension.
Nonsense about things that Caitlin was doing wrong when, in my personal opinion, she was doing nothing but going out there and playing great basketball every night and ignoring the hate that was coming to her from all sides, not only from
Caitlin will be the most paid women's basketball player in the world if she moves overseas, but A'ja is upset because she feels that since she was MVP, she should be the most talked about and given the most opportunities, but that isn't happening.
A'ja Wilson, 28 years old, 1,000 points in the regular season. Why is that not the biggest story out at the moment? And why are we talking about Caitlin Clark?
Why exactly? Why when A'ja was releasing the shoe were we talking about Caitlin?
Even though Caitlin has boosted sponsorship deals, paid more, and made the WNBA one of the most watched sports, there are still players in the league that exhibit jealousy, which is why she must go. Let's examine a game in which Caitlin Clark is not present.
Commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league. She's learned how to play the game, and she said, I had to learn how to play the WNBA.
Even though there were no people following the WNBA prior to Caitlin's arrival, A'ja believes she is the star. Let's hope Caitlin relocates overseas and shows players like A'ja Wilson what life would be like without her. She ought to be the top paid player.
You guys take a look at the stands. All the seats, even the courtside seats, are empty.
The WNBA has been rocked by the prospect of Caitlin Clark accepting a contract with the European Basketball League. Europe has long been regarded as a haven for elite athletes in a variety of sports, with competitive leagues providing Caitlin with substantial contracts and attention on a global scale. Playing in Europe offers substantial financial benefits, with earnings frequently surpassing those provided by the WNBA. Europe offers a chance to maintain high levels of dominance in the game while securing a financial future.
4 moved home games to bigger arenas when Indiana came to town to accommodate more fans. I'm not finished. Attendance for the entire league is up nearly 50% this year, and Indiana leads all teams with an average attendance of 17,035, up 319% from a year ago.
A'ja Wilson, who has been a strong force in the WNBA for years, has expressed her thoughts about Caitlin Clark's Europe contract, and the idea that Caitlin may make more money overseas hurts at the core of her dissatisfaction. In the world of professional sports, the highest paid players are frequently regarded as the most valuable both on and off the court. For A'ja, this change in earning potential threatens her status as one of the league's top players. It's not just about financial security, it's also about the recognition that comes with being the highest paid player. A'ja, who has put in a lot of effort to establish her reputation and strengthen her place in the WNBA, must now deal with the unsettling possibility that Caitlin's rising star may surpass her own. As the league's face for years, this is a hard pill to take.
Being one of the most loved teams in the WNBA to being riddled with so much drama this season. A'ja Wilson was under fire last week for the privileged comment that she made to Kelsey Plum.
However, it goes beyond money. A'ja's response to Caitlin's Europe contract stems from her fear of losing her position as the league's top player. For years, she has been the go-to person when talking about women's basketball, but Caitlin's quick rise has changed that. The idea that Caitlin could not only outperform her but also take the spotlight abroad is a blow to A'ja's sense of security and prominence in the sport. Being the WNBA's face is about more than just being a great player. It's the athlete who captures the public, drives viewership, and represents the league internationally. Although A'ja Wilson has been in this role for a while, Caitlin Clark's ascent has made the two celebrities very competitive.
I don't agree with it. I thought she would be unanimous. I mean, it's not even close. Because I said the most important person in the league is Caitlin Clark. And should be a top 5, if not, it should have been a top 3 MVP.
One of the most obvious distinctions between A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark is how fans view them. For A'ja, it's not just about being the best player. It's about staying relevant in a quickly evolving environment where Caitlin's name is becoming synonymous with the future of women's basketball. There is a noticeable gap between the two players as a result of Caitlin's rapid development of a devoted fan base that enthusiastically supports her both on and off the court. Her social media presence is robust, and her games draw excellent watching numbers. Fans are always drawn to the next big thing, and Caitlyn's entry into the WNBA has given the league a new narrative. Fans see her as the sport's future, while Asia, despite her years of success, has not been able to capture the same level of fan loyalty that Caitlyn seems to command effortlessly.
You're supposed to be the MVP, and you only got one win out of that series. That's why I think, now I wonder if they had a 5-game series in the first round, there might be a possibility they may not win that series.
Asia is frustrated by her lack of fan recognition because she has put a lot of effort into creating her legacy and is now eclipsed by someone who has just recently started to establish herself. In a league where fan loyalty can make or break a player's career, Asia is concerned that as Caitlyn's army of supporters grows, her own fan base may decline, making her less powerful in the league and in the public eye. She should have become the WNBA's face after winning MVP, but instead she's watching as Caitlyn steals the show, raising questions about Caitlyn. Despite all that Caitlyn has done for the WNBA in terms of viewership and advocacy, she has encountered resistance from within the league. This resistance is surprising given that Caitlyn has not only raised the profile of women's basketball but also introduced significant changes like charter jets for player travel. Why would the WNBA, an organization that should be celebrating its stars, treat Caitlyn this way? The nature of change holds part of the solution. Caitlyn is a symbol of a new generation of athletes that question the current quo.
We're so bad, they got the #1 pick. You gotta be bad to get the #1 pick. And she led them to their first 20-win season in almost a decade. She led them to the playoffs. I mean, the girl deserved the award.
Her candor, she is viewed by some as a threat to the established order and a player who is appending the league too quickly due to her quick rise to fame and willingness to demand better conditions. However, this resistance is also about power because Kin's influence has grown to the point where she can make demands, which can be unsettling for those who are accustomed to controlling the narrative.
LeBron James had tennis shoes in his rookie year. He didn't have a fraction of the impact on the NBA that Caitlin Clark has had on the W.
The league's unwillingness to fully endorse. Caitlyn exemplifies a larger conflict between upholding authority and giving players a voice. The WNBA has benefited greatly from Caitlin Clark's initiatives. The introduction of chartered jets, which greatly improved the travel conditions for players prior to Caitlyn's ad support, is one of the most noticeable effects she has had on the league. In order to strive for chartered jets, WNBA players had to deal with difficult travel patterns that frequently left them exhausted and unable to perform at their best. Caitlyn has been a vocal supporter of enhancing the overall experience for WNBA players, from fair compensation to better working conditions. She was able to create a more professional and comfortable environment for her fellow athletes, allowing them to concentrate on what they do best, play basketball. Despite opposition from some of her peers and the league itself, her willingness to speak out on these topics has made her a leader within the league, even though it has also made her a target for criticism. Caitlyn has persisted in advocating for improvements that are advantageous to all, but rather than being recognized for her efforts, these achievements have not been widely acknowledged. Caitlyn has become the focus of debate. There is a divide between those who embrace Caitlyn's vision for the future and those who are opposed to the changes she represents, since some players, like A.A. Wilson, view her push for change as a challenge to the way things have always been done.
#1 in jersey sales, Angel Reese 2, Sabrina 3, Kate Martin 4. We talked about this earlier in the season. I feel sad that Kate Martin also hasn't gotten as much playing time the second half of the season. I feel like she deserves more, or maybe she deserves a different team. How crazy would that be if she went to Indiana? Just saying.
The impact on viewing is one of the WNBA's biggest worries if Caitlin Clark chooses to move to Europe. Caitlyn's dynamic basketball style and her ability to connect with fans on a personal level have made her one of the league's most popular players. When she's on the court, viewership spikes, but when she's not there, the league experiences a noticeable decline in ratings. If Caitlyn were to leave the WNBA for Europe, the league would lose not only one of its top players but also a sizable portion of its audience. A league that is still trying to expand its fan base and raise its profile would find it difficult, if not impossible, to fill the vacuum left by Caitlyn's departure due to her.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and enable all notifications if you have watched this far and found the video entertaining.